Hello, everyone. Tyler King here with the Denver Gazette at the site of this year's Frozen Four in St. Louis, the Enterprise Center. We are here at the day before the two semifinal games. It is Wednesday. DU Denver plays tomorrow on Thursday against Western Michigan in the first game, which will be at 3 p.m. Mountain Time on ESPN2, to be followed by Boston University and Penn State in the other semifinal game, with the two winners going to play for the national championship game on Saturday. And we are here covering Denver's 20th trip to the Frozen Four as the Pioneers are on their quest to win back-to-back national championships for the first time since 2004 and 2005. The Pioneers obviously won their record-breaking 10th national championship last season in St. Paul, becoming the first team to get to 10 national championships, getting past Michigan there. Now they're on their quest to 11, and they're feeling pretty good going into this game. Kind of the story of the day with all these teams having press conferences here is they've all had kind of ups and downs throughout the year, and there were times where all four of the teams thought they wouldn't get to this point here in St. Louis, but they're all here and all feel like they have a pretty good shot to win the national championship. None more than Denver, a team that's been here and done it with a bunch of guys on this team that have won national championships, some guys that have won multiple national championships. It's a very veteran, very experienced group that took down the number one overall seed, Boston College, in the Manchester Regional about a week and a half ago. And now they face a team they're very familiar with tomorrow night in Western Michigan. The only team that's beaten them recently, the two NCHC foes, met in the championship game of the NCHC Frozen Faceoff, also in St. Paul, and Western Michigan erased a 3-0 deficit to beat DU 4-3 in double overtime last month. So DU's got a little bit of sour taste in the mouth, and last time they played the Broncos, who were making their first trip to the Frozen Four here this weekend. So it'll be a fascinating game between the top two offenses in the country. Denver's got one of the best power play units, led by Jack Devine, who's the top point getter in the country. Zeev Bouillon is a Hobie Baker finalist defenseman, who is just a dazzling player who is going to be a sight to watch here in St. Louis this weekend. Guys like Aiden Thompson, Carter King, Sam Harris have all been really productive for Denver this season. And then Western Michigan on the other side is a guy in Alex Bump, um, who's been one of the most prolific goal scorers in the country as well, a Philadelphia Flyers prospect who seems to be could be headed off to the NHL after the season. So really high-powered offenses on both sides, and could be in for a lot of goals in the first semifinal game tomorrow between DU and Western Michigan. Second game is also a mix of an old guard team versus some new blood, if you will, with Boston University making their 25th Frozen Four appearance this weekend, and they haven't won a championship since 2009, but Terriers are one of the most historic programs in the country, and they're facing a Penn State team that is still relatively brand new to college hockey in the grand scheme of things. They've only been a Division One non-club program since 2012. So you look at Denver and Boston University; they've been to more Frozen Fours than than Penn State has existed as a varsity NCAA hockey program. So. It's the Nittany Lions' first time here. Admittedly, my alma mater, so it is pretty cool to see all the blue and white here in St. Louis, along with the crimson and gold. There were plenty of Denver fans on my flight to St. Louis this morning, so it should be a really fascinating weekend of hockey with, like I said, two historic teams in DU and BU, and then two teams here for the first time in Western Michigan and Penn State. It should make for some really good environments here in St. Louis. The crowd is expected to be sold out, so it'll be fun to see if Denver can keep this repeat quest going against one of the only teams, like I said, that has had their number at times this season in Western Michigan. A really good another really good offensive team. They didn't get to play them at Magnus Arena in Denver, but they split the series in Kalamazoo. I think that was all the way back in December, and then Western Michigan gets the best of them in the postseason a couple weeks ago. To win the NCHC conference tournament and get the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. And it's, all four seed lines are being represented here this weekend. Western Michigan's the only one seed. BU's the 2 seed. Denver's is a 3 seed, and Penn State's the 4 seed. So it's going to be, like I said many times, it's going to be a really fascinating weekend of hockey to see who comes out on top on Saturday. And all these teams are feeling pretty good. You gotta be playing hot at this time of year to get to this point. And all of them had some really impressive wins in the regionals, and now are trying to get 2 more wins just to get to that national championship. And I'll be here reporting on Denver throughout all of it as they look to get that title number 11. Like I said, So you can go to denvergazette.com to check out all of my coverage. Got plenty of stories already up on the website and in today's e-edition and tomorrow previewing the game. Have so much coverage coming, not just on DU, but a story getting to know all four of these teams a little bit more in depth. For those of you who are just getting into college hockey for the first time, because like I said, all these teams have had unique journeys to get here to St. Louis and to this point, and now have plenty of have plenty of players you're going to want to familiar yourself with, because there's a lot of stars that are going to be on the ice this weekend, and we'll have coverage of all of it, like I said, over at denvergazette.com. I'll be here tomorrow, obviously, for the game, which I said starts at 3 o'clock Mountain Time on ESPN2. Have coverage after that, and then if Denver advances, we'll be back again on Saturday for the championship game. So appreciate everybody for watching, and make sure to go subscribe and read all of my coverage at denvergazette.com.